Hello again and welcome to Artole's stream, where he's not actually sure if he's live, and therefore he's not doing his actual introduction, because why would he do something silly like that? So, if you are in here and you've been watching me fuck around for the last who knows how long, then I apologize. It does look like we are now live. I think I just needed to restart my computer for some reason. I don't know, but we are clearly up on Twitch. The problem was that I was pretty sure that I was probably live on Twitch, and that the problem was on my end being unable to receive data. But I'm not gonna just guess that. You know what I mean? I'm not just gonna go, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm live, and then I'm just gonna keep going, because I have done that in the past and completely screwed a bunch of people over who wanted to watch some stuff and didn't get to see it because it wasn't actually live, and I just kind of assumed it was. So I think we are set here. We're on a this is clearly live. I can watch it. What would be great is if before I was the only person who could not watch it, and now I was the only person who could actually watch it. That would be pretty hilarious. But I think we're set. I think this is working. So we should be able to do this. So I don't know if I was actually live before, so I will actually go over this explanation of what I'm going to be doing again, just really quickly. So we're going to be piecing out with both of these once we have the ability to. Manchu, we are going to be taking... My peace deal wasn't saved. Okay, let's get it started then. Do we watch? You know what? This actually might be better. I'm already going to be taking stuff over here, so maybe it makes more sense for me to actually just take Korea. It certainly requires less clicks right this second. So this is... Oh, that's interesting, actually. So these provinces that are less dense seem to require... Like, this is a way better ratio of development than all of these craptacular provinces in the north. And I'm not entirely sure why. So the percentage I think I wanted was about 50%, yes? And I think that in the quality of life thing that they're adding, they are actually going to be adding a thinger here where you can just click full annexation and then it'll do that. So this is 41%. We have 7% right now. So a little under 50% is probably about the right amount to take from Manchu. This is a little under 50%. So we will just take all of their Korean territory, and we will, not all of it, we'll take most of Korea and core that. We can do that immediately. We don't need to do this later. And that will also mean that we'll take control of most of their forts. They will still have a couple of forts here, but that's fine. We'll be able to occupy those very quickly. And we shouldn't have to take all this huge territory over here. But the key thing here is that this will mean that we are leaving this territory in the west here to just take when we have started taking all this shit. So rather than taking all this stuff. Okay, I think we're fine. Actually, do I want to just take more off of you? It makes more sense to take more territories off of them, because we can already take it. It's not like we have a significant reason to delay here. So doing this gives us 77. So this would give us a gigantic ball of nonsense to deal with later. But, oh, the other people that I need to declare on, let's not forget to declare on them. I need to declare on frickin' Japan. I completely forgot to annex Japan earlier, and they're still here. They're just waiting for me to annex. So let's see. We're at 68% here. That is a pretty decent sum. And yeah, I think that's fine. Yes, let's piece them out here. We'll take as much as we can. We can immediately start coring all of this. We have the stuff for it. So we're going to do it. It's going to be great. And we can now get ourselves going. So everything's going to get cored up. And we still have the war against Portugal to do. So let's take a look at our development. So Portugal's on the list. Lubeck, with 355 development, is now on the Great Powers list. I am very happy right now. Okay, you guys are just going to chill here. That army should be able to handle what's going on over here, I think. You know what? No. This army is going to stay put. Because there's a lot of them, and they don't have any cannons. So these guys are going to chill here. They'll be able to take the capital fort, no problem, but these guys over here have no reason to waste their time, their 20,000 cannons, fucking around over here. So these guys are going to go up here. That way I can declare on these guys later. We do still have this nation to take. How much overextension will I take by eating Japan? This province is 9 development. So I'll take a little bit of overextension off of that, but not very much. So we should be able to finish this soon. Hopefully it'll tick over. It did not tick over here. That's too bad. And we have who left? So Portugal is still a very big nation. They have a lot of territory. But let's see here. We have 2 of these that are integrating right now. Once the 2 of them integrate, we can make a new client state if we need to. But, and I had forgotten this because I was too busy fucking around with the other things, I need to send these guys back home, and we need to start making the next declarations. We actually have plenty of people here, so what we can do is we can say, hey, Brescia, we don't have a truce with you. Could you, give me an easy in on Venice, please, so that I can actually start expanding Bharat, Italy into Germany where it belongs? And, yes, thank you. So, Württemberg is somewhere right here. There we go. And this is the full set of enemies that we have. Very, very small area, to be honest. So let's go over to here. And these guys have no leader. So we need to start getting leaders in charge. We're going to put you in charge of this army. This army here needs to have you, question mark, yes. And you will have the moderately less talented person. Okay. Now then, I have a bunch of fleets over here somewhere. These guys are just going to chill here, dealing with rebels. This is a supply limit of 52, not the best place to be doing this. I would love to be able to send people over there while still maintaining the autonomous suppression, but no such luck. Anyway, we're going to move over there. These guys are going to pop to here, and this fleet can pop over there as well. Now, the goal here is not for me to fight their fleet. Again, all we want to do is get their fleet to retreat like the filthy cowards that they are. The AI is really weird when it comes to a lot of this stuff. They behave very, very strangely. Okay, so all this stuff is stuff that I'm taking for myself. I have no diplomats. So we are not going to take everything. What is our current overextension? So we want to take about 20% overextension's worth. We're going to take Hisenwi because Hisenwi does not need to continue to exist. And I think I want to take all of the provinces that have wood in them. So this is T. This is not... none of these things are wood. Are you wood? You are not wood. 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 So only this province is wood. I can take this province and any combination of other provinces, and that is sufficient. So we are going to start canceling these. I think I want to take control of their thingers. And how much did I want? I wanted about 20%, was it? So if I take this as 22% overextension, 22% overextension gets me up to 97%. That seems like a solid win. So let's do that. Send this? Yes, this. Okay. So we've done that. We can now core everything up. And I do apologize about the technical problems that I've been having. I just don't know what to do about it. I don't understand Linux yet, and it's a problem. Okay, we actually just completed an objective. This will give us 5 mercantilism, which is fine. These guys up here, how much trade power do we have here? I'm going to collect from trade. Oh my god. Wait. The privateers being the largest entity makes them more efficient? So if it's just privateers doing privateer things? Interesting. So we have 418 trade power here. I guess we're just going to collect from trade and call it a day. We might swap those guys over from privateering because it might be worth doing that, but I don't actually know. We'll see. Either way, we have you guys chilling here instead of doing something useful. We're going to send you guys, along with these, into the next place to conquer. So there's no reason to be over here anymore. This region is done. So I guess I can just move to the Kuril. That's a silly thing to do with 70,000 troops. We're done with fleets in Asia. We don't need a fleet in Asia anymore. I guess we could annex Chuchki. That might be valuable. Let's see here. What do I need? I don't need these armies anywhere in the world, basically. I think I'm going to move this army to Africa, actually. This army is going to be the army that goes after Holland. There we go. There we go. I have a solution. Now we know what they're going to do. Perfect. Okay. You guys, get wrecked, because this is going to be quick. Let's see. Venice can't possibly have a very large army at this point, right? Like, I know revanchism is a thing and all, but seriously, that would be a little out of control. We're going to leave one unit here. We're going to send these guys right here. We're not going to keep them going right now. These guys are going to pop onto Milan. Is this the right general? No, but that's okay. I'll send it to Brescia, actually. So we will pop over here. These guys will go over here. Novara did not accept the call. So since Novara is not in this war, I should be able to easily wipe through here and choo-choo. Hey, improved steam engine. Yay, industrialization. You guys gonna get wiped? No, they still have one troop there. That was too bad. This is the person who has all of the siege, so I thought that it was someone else, but it's these guys. Okay, we'll let them arrive. When they arrive, I think we might just sit on it, honestly. Yeah, we're just gonna sit on it. We need a lot of cannons there, and rather than reorganize my army for it, we're just gonna sit there. Let's see. Improvements in coal mining. Nice! This industrialization thing is pretty cool. There's a ton of industrialization events that happen toward the late game, but by the time I'm in the late game, I have a tendency to just be skipping over the events very rapidly. Let's see. So, unfortunately, Venice, as a co-belligerent, I mean, they're not even technically a co-belligerent, but Venice, as a secondary person in this war, is going to be... I need to actually sit on their territories in order to take any of them. So, I guess what we can do... Venice is at war with just us. Aquila separatists. Not terribly relevant. I don't think anything in the New World is ever going to be relevant again. We're not going to have any problems with the colonial nations breaking free, and they will handle their own separatists. I don't need to get involved for that. I don't know where their army is. So let's take a look here. Venice does have 60,000 troops somewhere. I just don't know where they are. Württemberg has some troops as well. Did I go sit on your fort, Württemberg? I don't think I did. Diplomat mode. Okay. I just go sit here. And we have one general free. We'll go ahead and put them there. We get another idea. Morale of navies plus 10%. Not too bad. Alright, so Württemberg is at 49%. And once we take these sieges, I think we'll be pretty close to 100%. Oh no, we won't. Because we need to siege Valencia, or whatever this is. Do we want... Is this... Oh, this is a filthy... army. This is... which army? This is the small one. So we're going to send you guys down here. These guys are going to pop over to Treviso. That is a rank 8 fort. Yikes. But... Oh, wait. That's my rank 8 fort. Let's go siege Treviso, guys. That's a good plan. Let's do it. So we've now got all of this stuff. How much is this? This is 4.5% overextension. So I can't take that. I mean, I could if I waited a little bit, but I don't think I want to wait. So what we can do here is we have to make a choice. Do we want to... It doesn't matter how long the truce is. That's an important thing to remember. Okay, so we cannot take all of this because it would result in their annexation. But we can get this, and the question is whether we want to take more than this. Do we want to take more Venetian territory than what we're taking in this? Yes, I think I do. Because, if I recall correctly, both of these entities are having trouble right now. And by having trouble, I mean they are not currently in the process of coring anything. So we have 2 years before we can go after Hungary. The nice thing about Hungary is we actually have... Do we want... We could also go after them again this way, but I don't think we want to do that. We are not going to get a thinger here yet. You guys have moved here, but you have not actually started doing this yet. So let's set them to deal with the thinger again. You know what would be really nice, actually? This is a quality of life change that I'd love to see in the next patch. If I click on a frickin' province that's outside of the states that I can get to without doing another state in between, it just automatically chooses the easiest pathway and clicks as if I had clicked on all of them one after another. How about that for a nice thing to do? Let's... So Bharati, Italy is going to be expanded here. This is 39 development. Oh my god. Giving them all of this might actually put them over. Funnily enough. Do I want to save stuff up for the fight against Hungary? Because if I declare on Pomerania, then are you coring shit? Yes. They're still in the process of coring things. They haven't finished starting the cores on everything, which means that it's going to be quite a while before they are back to decent situations. The Swiss separatists are going to spawn here, but that's not Swedish, rather. Swedish, Swiss. Is there a difference, really? Let's see. And yes, I'm aware they are completely different. They are both Germanic, I think. Okay, so if we do this, that will give us a nice chunk for these guys. And I think that I am actually going to leave Bharati Germany for now with nothing. No, I'm not. Screw that. We're gonna take control of one of these. We're gonna take control of at least these two and take control of these and give them to them. There's no reason whatsoever to not start this up. We're not in a rush to core stuff with Italy. We are, however, in a rush to core stuff with Germany because Germany needs to core these two provinces before the thing arrives. Oh, that's a problem. Who's going to actually win this? Looks like they're going to win this, probably. It's hard to say who's going to actually win this. I mean, this is my actual fleet. So there's really no reason to take any additional casualties. Let's just pull them out. So we lost some Carracks. The Carracks aren't that important, so... The important thing is actually the transports, because at this point, for the most part, outside of Venice itself, there's really no one who can sustain a fleet that is remotely threatening to us. So if we take this, and then we take this, we should be able to immediately peace out. This is 30% overextension. That's not that much, actually. That's very little. Is that a small enough amount that I want to take a bit more of a bite? This is less overextension than I thought it was going to be. That right there is 23%. So it's not quite 100% overextension for these guys. I'm not going to have to go over for Italy. And hopefully they'll start coring everything immediately, in which case I can have this go well. I think we're going to take Laika as well. Question. No. No reason to. I'm investing energy into something that doesn't need investment. Okay, so you are Bharati, Italy. But I am very curious to think of, like, if, as an example, right, if America were tonight to just go completely batshit insane and decide to go conquer the world, how would people actually respond once the world started getting annexed? Because people have... I legitimately think that the world has been very silly to allow America, a nation that is a little fashy, let's be clear here, to get as large a percentage of the global military force as it has. Because you now have a nation that is like, oh, well, we're actually kind of fashy. And we also have a military that might be able to take out the entire rest of the world all at once. So if America decides to declare war on the world, America probably would win. If the rest of the world declared war on America, it would be different. But if America decided to do a surprise attack on the rest of the world, it would be bad. It would be very bad, and it would probably be very one-sided, because the rest of the world would lose all of its oil overnight. Because it turns out that there's pretty much not an oil deposit in the entire world that isn't sitting right next to a U.S. airbase. So an assault from America will eliminate the entire world's oil supply, except the supply that's in the Americas. And then everyone is fucked. Because it turns out that planes need oil. Let's see here. Germany learned that in World War II. Anyway, it is interesting. I do think that the world has not done a very good job of protecting itself from the possibility of, like, a major power just kind of going nuts. So, let's see here. What do we want to do? God, can you imagine if because America also supplies, like, most of the arms for most of the world. Can you imagine if they put backdoors in that shit? Like, if American, fighter planes that they sell overseas were full of backdoors so that America could just turn them off? Or make them malfunction at will? Because all that stuff is Wi-Fi enabled, I think. It would be yeah. Fascist America is a scary, scary thing to think about. And we have you set. We are no longer at 128%, right? Good. We're at 97% again. So, we've dealt with that. Venice is now some tiny nation that has a few random provinces that I don't care about. We'll be able to take them eventually. What the fuck? Oh, never mind. Venice has all this territory over here. Interesting. Let's see here. So Venice took a bunch of territory from the Ottomans that I didn't even notice. So we're going to need to declare war directly on Venice sometime soon, I think. I guess we're not, because we're just going to keep getting these half wars every 5 years. Because we're going to declare on them next year. So next year we'll declare on the city of Novara. That will get us into a war with the whole shebang again. And let's see here. Venice is still willing to join. Oh man, that revanchism is so nice for me. Because it's like, they don't care about the losses because their economy isn't actually hurt by the loss until later. We have a truce with them until 83. Do they have any? They don't have anything that they're allied with. There's no ties there. Frankfurt is doing their thing. Spain. Truce with you for 2 more years. We have a truce with Hungary. If we declare on Hungary, Venice will join. Scandinavia will join. Everyone will join. So, considering that Scandinavia is tiny now, when is our truce over with you? We have 10 years of truce with Scandinavia. We don't have a truce with Pomerania at all. So one thing that we could do is we could declare on these guys. How long is our truce with Poland? Truce with you is until next year. So one of the things that we need is we need to get these guys to the point where they can start moving into Polish territory. How big is Poland? Poland has 434. We have Morocco available. When are we going to declare on you? We have 2 more years before Morocco is declarable. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to declare on Pomerania. That will pull us in against Hungary. We will not take any Pomeranian territory. We're just going to take a bunch of Hungarian territory. We're going to feed all of that to Bharati Eastern Europe. We will then peace out. That'll probably take less than 2 years. If we do that, and then we follow up immediately by declaring on Morocco, we can then take a bunch of Moroccan territory and then weaken Hungary even more, because Hungary is still the largest, right? Yeah, Hungary still is a little bit bigger than Morocco, but they won't be by the time we are fighting Morocco. The other thing I could do, but I don't know if there's much reason to do that. Okay, so we're all fine. We're going to make the declaration on Pomerania. You're allied with East Frisia and Dithmarschen. And everybody's willing to join. And that is fine. And we can start pounding into all of your allies. Do we have anyone else that we want to start annexing? Because we're actually really, really high on Diplo power right now. We're doing Egypt and the Ottoman Eaters right now, right? Yeah. So, do we actually want to just eat the Western Expanse? I feel like the Western Expanse is not going to have a lot of... it can eat into this territory, but I don't think there's really much reason to keep expanding them like that. So I think we're going to start annexing them. That will take how long? It'll take 8 years. Jesus. So it'll take how long for this to finish? So it'll take 6 years. It'll take how long for... No, that's Egypt. Ottoman Eaters. How long will it take for you to finish? And you're 6 years as well. So in 6 years, will I run out? So we times 12, so that's 144. 144 times 6. I will actually run out of Diplo power before I finish if I do this. That's with a tier 5. If I do 100 Diplo support, that'll get me up to 900. 900. That's 6 times. It'll be close, but it'll be fine. We're going to do this. We're going to just immediately do this, and we are actually going to let this annexation go through. So we're going to annex these 3 vassals, and once we've annexed all 3 of them, we have basically unlimited capacity to just attack whoever we want, and we can form thingers out of them, because the Western Expanse is currently blocking me from this stuff being attached to my thinger, so this should be fine. We can still give these territories some provinces for now, but we're not going to be able to give it to them for much longer. Soon we're going to have to stop because they won't be finishing their stuff. So in 46 days, we will be declaring war. Korkatil Palatak. Yes, thank you for doing that, because I completely forgot about that. I'm happy that you remembered, because somebody's got to remember this bullshit. And you guys are going there. These guys should probably just keep on going. You guys are going to go to here. Actually, do I want you guys to go back up here? Apparently I can't get there by land. I think if I end up at war with the Holy Roman Empire, I'll be fine. So, 38 days, and we'll be able to make our declaration. We are about to finish coring some of our territory. That'll give us a little bit of room to play with. We actually, we're not going to attack Holland first. We are going to attack Pomerania first. We are on a time limit here. We got to get it done. So Pomerania, 8 days. Go, go, go. Okay. So we can declare this. Hungary, East Frisia, Dithmarschen, and Gilray. And peace. No peace. Do not have access to here. I'm going to walk straight to their capital, sit on that, see how they feel about me sitting on that. And these guys are in a bad spot, actually. Where did I put my fleet? Fleet. This is the pirates. This is the other one. Ah, they're both here. Okay. So these guys will pop over here, pick that army up, and that should be good. These guys here, actually these guys are going to pop over here, and this fleet that's injured is going to do this. No marriage offer from the Frozen North. Let's go ahead and accept this. We don't even need to pump our legitimacy right now. We can hold off on that for a while. I have some noble rebels showing up. And how are we doing here? Negative 42%. That's not too bad. Oh, right. I forgot to actually send my troops in. So we're going to send these guys to Sezendo. We're going to send these guys to Pest. And this is the 4 sieges. I think that's appropriate. So that'll be about 100,000 troops there. Hungary is black flagged over here. So we have 40,000 troops that aren't going to be here for a little bit. But when they do get here, they're going to be coming in this direction. They're going to be coming in hot. So, don't go away. Don't go away. Okay, it looks like Liege and Brabant are fighting. They're still doing their little infighting, because of course they are. The fact that they have this sort of existential threat that is just sort of descending upon the entire world does not seem to have changed people's behavior in the slightest. So my goal here, I think, is going to be to take control of as much Hungarian territory as we can. city of Kessel. Poland has ended. There we go. So we're gonna pop over here. Oh, we can pick up this fleet and send them to Pomerania now. And Poland is not a terribly viable nation for me to go after at this particular moment because I guess what I'll do is I'll take as much stuff with these guys as I can. This is another fort. We're going to hop to the next fort. And we just won the siege of Zemplin. We can walk right by these guys and siege their mountain fort. Oh, these guys are sitting on pests, so never mind. We're going to go wipe this army out before anybody has a chance to reinforce them. And they might tick this, but they didn't. So Gelre is going to lose this section of their army. And how are you doing over here? This siege is finished. And what do we do now? Gelre has no other forts. So I can piece them out just with a white piece if I want. How much is their entire nation? Their entire nation is 43%. Do I want to give a white piece with them? I do. Actually, do I? How much territory do you have, friend? Is all this cord? Everything that they have is cord. So that needs to be fixed. I can fix that by declaring on province, though. Well, the province will bring in Austria. They're allied with Austria and Switzerland, actually. So if I declare on Switzerland, then I can take more territory. I'm already at war with the Emperor, so I can't declare on the subject of the Empire, which is very silly, actually. Oh, how much overextension do I have? I have 91% overextension, so if I wanted, I could actually take something from you. The key is that I don't want to spend a bunch of my Diplo power, because I'm cutting it close already. But I suspect I'm going to be fighting these guys a lot, because they have this fort. Or not because they have the fort, because they're the Holy Roman Emperor. This would cost 95. We're not going to do it. I don't think we're going to piece out Gelre. Gelre is interesting to think about because of the fact that they are the Emperor. But that's really the only thing that's interesting about them, is just that they're the Emperor, so they keep getting called in against me. I don't really have any reason to give a shit. So we have we have to start carpet sieging over here. So these guys can just go to this fort. So we won the Siege of Thames. I thought that I had sent these guys up here, but apparently I didn't. My fleet has not arrived yet. I think this army is going to stop doing autonomous suppression and just go attack you. So we have two different sets of ships coming here. We have one that doesn't have troops, and we have another that has troops. We have not very long before I can start integrating more territory. So what I might want to do, if we look at who's available, I might want to annex Poland myself. Just take those provinces by myself. Rather than do other things. Oh, artillery combat ability. Papa likes. Okay, these guys are now going to just stay here. And deal with rebels again. There we go. And what else? Anything else we need to do? The carpet siege is being started by our vassal swarm. So really all we need to do there is protect the sieges. Let's start getting these guys over here. Looks like the Hungarian army is going to dive over here, or rather they already did, and these guys are going to dive into them. Look at that! Farewell. So, the world's second largest great power just got its ass kicked by a couple of my random vassals. And these guys are just expanding quickly. Oh, we sunk somebody's flagship. Oh, hi Gilray. How are you doing? Seem to be doing pretty badly, not gonna lie. Our truce with Novara has ended, which means that we could go in against Novara and Venice whenever we want. Let's see. Those separatists are going to cause problems for us. And that is the entire Holy Roman Emperor's fleet wiped. Go ahead and repair our damaged ships. We are going to chill on this. And we've got a pretty solid situation going here. So these guys are fine. It looks like Gelray has an army. Who would have thought? I certainly would not have. I would not have thought that they had an army based off of what was going on over here. Do we want to take anything off of Gelray? Now that I think about it. Should we be just piecing them out? I think we're just going to piece out Gelray. This is silly. Why are we still in a war with Gelray? Could take Ghent. This gives me 7% overextension. Ho ho! I could just take Ghent if I want. I'm gonna do it. Wrong nation. Can you imagine if I pieced out with... I'm not even gonna take that. We're fine. We're just piecing out with them. I should have actually had to pay me a shit ton of money now that I think about it. Because I'm going to be at war with them in a second, and I could just take out full loans every single time, and that's what I should be doing. I keep thinking that I need to pay attention to the truces, but I really don't need to pay that much attention to the truces. So these guys can pop up here. I don't need them to chill down here. We can peace out Hungary and just take control of all of their territories. Let's see. We're looking to take... That is an unfortunate fight for you, friends. Okay, the gold mine has been depleted. That's very sad for us. We have 4 days before we can start. Excuse me. Let's see. So this is 59% overextension, and it's not the most efficient way of doing things. They went from like totally super on board to I don't know about this the second that I landed in their capital. Let's see. Diplomatic annexation costs minus 15%. Hot diggity. So that's going to actually do what we need, because we're going to be done with this before 10 years are up. So I'm done with the annexations. All of them are going to finish within 10 years. So that's great for us. So we've taken out their capital fort. They're going to take some of our ships out if we stay in here, it looks like. And we lost some galleys. That's fine. I don't have to give a shit about losing a few galleys. These guys are split in half for reasons that are a little unclear. How are we doing over here? We have all of these provinces are now cored, and we have the ability to say, what territory do we want to take for ourselves? Do I actually just want to annex Pomerania? This is so much erosion expansion. I think we might want to just annex Pomerania while simultaneously taking a bunch of Hungarian territory. Meanwhile, do we have a reason to not be declaring war with Holland? Yes, because we're about to peace out, and we can't peace out when we're in that war. Are we actually about to peace out, though? We haven't finished up our idea group yet, so I don't want to send these guys out. We are going to... This is a fleet that has troops in it? Whoops. That's really funny, actually. Okay, so these guys are going to pop down here. Okay. Detach blockade. Nope, that's not what I want. Oh, I actually did click the right button. I just said the wrong words. So these guys are going to go here. They're going to tick up. Look at that. Imagine how easy it is to do that. So we're going to click on this button again. And these guys, who are still injured, are going to go down here. Look, isn't that so much easier than going all the way back to the territory that we owned? Look at that. Fancy that. Okay, so you guys... It's particularly funny because they're very likely when they do that to just wander off into territory that they're going to get blown up in. If I do that, they won't be So these separatists down here need to be dealt with, I think. Okay, so if I do this, then Pomerania will still exist, and thus be able to give me a nice little truce. We'll get all sorts of aggressive expansion here. That we really don't have to care about. Alternatively, because Pomerania is very easily one-shottable, do we want to instead just take more territory from Hungary? We probably just want to take more territory from Hungary. That's fine. Alright, so we're going to send this peace offer. We're going to just bypass this one province here. Let's think. Do I want to bypass that one province, or do I want to bypass that whole region? It's fine. We're going to just take this. So, send this peace deal. That is... a war of 100% pretext. These guys... I did not take a line up to Poland. So these guys here, Eastern Europe. I'm gonna take this. Leave them decks. And then backs. Then Somogi, Slavonia, and Syrmia. And Bosnia, I guess. 99% is from... there we go. Let's do it. So they are now at 99%. How long will it take to finish this? It's going to take less than 2 years to finish this, which means that we cannot give them anything. But what we can do is we can give Germany that stuff. Germany can still core this stuff for us, so we'll give them Ragusa. Because I don't think they're gonna... Yeah, their overextension is not very high. So grant them Zeta. Grant them Kosovo. Raska. Travunia. Visoki. Hum. And Donji. Donji Kraji. And we have one more province that we're just going to core ourselves. So this is a crappy province that will cost very little to core, and it will core reasonably fast, right? September 76. So we need a new debate in Parliament. We will set this one. And let's see, Diplotech can be raised next year. Oh my god. Jesus. This is going at minus 24 now because the minus 3 penalty to my Diplo thing went down. So, holy crap. That is escalating quickly. But the overall cost was reduced by 15%. I don't think there's any risk that we're going to run out of power for it. Okay, so we now need a bunch of territory that we can core ourselves. Conveniently, we seem to have a nice little Poland here. So Hungary is now sitting at 431 development. Morocco now has more than they do. Do we still have a truce with you? We still have a truce with Morocco for a few more months. That's how quickly we're getting this shit done. So that truce with Morocco will allow us to go in against Hungary again if we want. But we probably won't want to because Hungary is now smaller than Morocco. So we're just going to take as much of Morocco as possible. They're only allied with Hungary, so we should be able to get this done effectively. These guys are just going to fight those rebels, and then we will move on. Up here, we have 93 ships puttering around. These guys are all going to where they're supposed to. And I guess the ships can follow suit over here. However, I don't need to give any territory to anyone for now. And this next war, I'm not going to need to give any territory to anyone either. So I can declare war on Holland first. I'm going to split this in half. I don't think I need a general for this. Oh, Spain is actually no longer called Revolutionary Spain. Ha! Looks like the revolution was actually crushed. So, royal marriage offer from Western Expanse. Okay. We're not signing a treaty right now. And we're not doing a thinger, so... Okay, we took out that rebel group. Is that the rebel group I was thinking of? No. Yes. No. No. This rebel group is still around, I think. So I guess this means Spain will probably be joining in on this, but we'll find out. I just need to, I need to make the declaration and then we'll find out. Are you the correct type? Nope. Are you? Nope. You are. So, but that's tariffs. I don't want a tariff, dude. You know what? Fine. Tariffs are a double-edged sword. They do increase the liberty desire of your vassals, I think. So Spain will join, and so will Austria. Why will Austria join? You're allied with Austria now. That's so weird. Okay then. Well, if you're allied with Austria now, we have a truce with Spain, but not... So I guess we're not going to declare on Holland yet. So if we're not declaring on Holland, then we'd best split you guys up for now. You guys are in the wrong place. Poland. Who are you allied with? Bohemia, Austria, and Lubeck. Oh, interesting. They're guaranteeing the independence of Spain. They are allied with Bohemia, Austria, and Lubeck, which means that I'm going to be getting into a war with Austria either way. Okay, I think that means that we want to actually do this. Cancel this, merge you both together. We are going to declare here because we want to be at war with Austria, because that will allow us to take secondary territories off of Austria freely. And let's just do this. Okay, this fleet is just going to pop over to here, and the war begins. So now we're at war with Austria, and we still have a gigantic vassal swarm in this area. And let's see here. We have to wait a month before we can declare the next war. And you guys are... I guess we'll send these guys to the Mediterranean, because we don't need them here. We have Manchu, I will assume, question mark. 6 years before we can declare on you. So... So we'll just chill here. Truce with Frankfurt has ended, so we can declare war on a new entity. Poland is now at war with Galray and Hamburg. So I don't have a diplomat available. Should I turn off the person who is doing the thingers? I think I should. I should turn off one of these. Let's see. What was I doing? We have strength in government. Oh my god. My legitimacy is trash. We're gonna do this. Get myself up to full absolutism here. And let's see. I can now dive these guys. I am going to because I don't want them to come into my own territory. My own territory. And now we can still have a long ways to go before we can declare any more wars. So actually, we don't need all these guys here. Let's take this army, which is quite a sizable army. We're going to move them to the Gold Coast. We just won this siege. And we don't want to piece out Austria quickly. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to take some territory off of the Austrians here. Because Holland is tiny, and so it's just a matter of whether we want to take... Nice. Truce with the Ottomans has ended. Truce with Morocco has ended. So, got a couple of wars here. Sit these guys on the capital of Holland to start accumulating war score. And we've got this capital being sieged. These guys are just going to pop back over here to deal with the Austrian army. It might not actually be necessary, but we're going to do it. That's fine. Now then, we have 4 days. There we go. We have finally gotten the ability to declare Austria cannot join, Bohemia can and will, and so will Lubeck. So we're going to go ahead and declare this. You guys are going to pop here, you guys are going to pop here, and you guys are going to pop down here. I figure that, god damn it, I just black flagged some of the Ottoman Eater troops. Let's see. Looks like, who's this? Aachen. So Aachen is at war over there, it looks like. There we go. And absolute chaos is coming up here. This is Bohemia's troops. This army is just gonna walk right through these guys, probably. That is not a lot of... Okay. I was gonna say, that's not a lot of casualties. It's going slow. Truce with Friesland has ended. Crimean separatists And Russian separatists. Do I still have troops over here? I do, but they're not doing their thing, so... Russian separatists, though? Really? That far south? Let's see. So, 70% over there. How's our fleet? Fleet's arrived. And we are ready to dive these guys. There's only 9 of them. And there we go. We won the Siege of Plock. We can now go straight to Warsaw. And let's see here. Bohemia is pretty small. So I don't think they're going to contribute too much in the way of war score. Just won the Siege of Krakow. I think we're going to go on to... Jesus, that is a lot of forts. Okay, we're going to sit on this fort, I guess. Truce with Savoy is over. These guys down here have not been annexed, actually. So that's something to consider. I do have a diplomat free, so I can actually check. So if I take... all these, they literally do not have any provinces that are thinger. They don't have any provinces that cause overextension. So who do I want to take the overextension from? So Poland, can I take 100% overextension from you? I can trivially take 100% overextension from them. So we don't want to take any overextension in any of our other fights, because we can just core all of this from Poland and have that be what we do there. So, that being said, we don't have a huge amount. So Ragusa's coring, this is coring, and the rest of it can't be cored because it's not actually coreable right now. All of this shit seems to be coring, so these guys will be able to expand into Hungary again soon. I don't think I want to declare on Morocco until I finish coring that shit, just in case. But province... Actually, do I want to declare on Morocco anyway? I can declare on Morocco and then peace out Hungary immediately. So we'll want to do that sooner rather than later. Do I want to do it now? No. No, I don't. I want to wait until I have... Actually, you know what? I have this army here. They have how many forts? Rank 8 fort chilling here. This is going to take a long time to siege down, and I'm probably going to have to siege it in order to get the get them pieced out of the war. Alright, so this is a war against the Dutch, Spain, and Austria. So how much overextension do I have available to me right this moment? Basically none. I have plenty, but I don't have any overextension. Right. This province. Let's see, if I peace with Spain, do they have any provinces that are colonized? They have Bermuda. So this will cost us 1 diplo power. This 30. Amazing. Alright, let's see. So if I were to do this, it's a peace offer value of 55 to annex Spain. The Eyre Baltic territory I could give up to someone, to Eyre. And the territory over here. So do I actually want... I think, yes. I think I'm going to annex Spain here. I think I'm going to annex Spain. I think we want to white peace Austria, maybe. I guess we don't want to white peace Austria too soon, though, because we're currently at war with another of their allies. So we just won the Siege of Warsaw. So the alternative, let's take a look. Poland is how big? Poland is 493. So if I take this is 64% war score. This will take the majority of their territory. But I think I can do this more efficiently. Because I noticed while I was tinkering around with Manchu that for whatever reason, the higher development provinces seem to be more war score efficient. So these smaller provinces should be more development, I think. Maybe not. It doesn't look like it's going to make a difference here. It might have just been a culture thing or something like that, like dependent on the quantity of thinger they have. So we won the Siege of Alsace. Okay, so Holland just lost their army. We're 22% war score. That's just going to keep going up. Russia has become the target of the revolution, which means that I can just declare war on them whenever I want and do it for half price. So that's cool. It looks like my vassals have decided to take over this siege, so I'll let them have that siege. And what do we want to do now? I have the ability to peace out Austria right now. No, I don't. Sorry, I thought that I did because it's insanity for them to stay in this, but... Okay, we're just going to set them on Tyrol. So, we just won the Siege of the Falklands. Alright, so... Holland does not want to be fully annexed for some strange reason. And we are going to have to fight against that instinct of self-preservation. So we just got Crush the Revolution Casus Belli against Russia. Won the Siege of something. What's the plan here? Do we want to just carpet siege? I think we do. So this army is going to go drop one of these off. this is the primary army. This is full of thingers. Let's move these guys up here. Okay, now Spain, do you have a fort somewhere? Take these guys over here. You know what, we're just gonna take half of them. These guys will pop up here. And we do want, I think, to fully annex these guys. This is Lubeck. And Lubeck is not... Oh, Lubeck is a pretty big nation. When did I get a war with you? Which war is this? Are you part of this war? No, you're part of the Poland War. Oh, okay. So, Poland, if we did this, we could take... We could take a pretty sizable chunk out. The problem is that I feel like with Holland, I'm going to take their capital, but maybe I'm just going to leave this alone, because if I do this, I can potentially take some territory from Austria, maybe, that will be valuable for us. And if we do this, in what way does that help us? That gives us 14% overextension. And then we can go over here and say, we don't need 14% of that overextension that we were taking off of you. So, is that how close? Oh, we actually only have 30% war score against them. So, if we were going to do this, we could do 34%. That's 54% overextension. We could take that right this second without any further ticking. We've ticked this siege already. We don't have any sieges that are about to finish here, I don't think. So, since we don't have any sieges that are about to finish here, we can piece this out. That gives us a nice chunk of territory to core. And we can start coring it all. So this is pretty easy to do. And that pulls us out of the war with Lubeck. Now we have 8 days before we can peace out here. And the question is, do we want to peace out here, or do we want to take a bunch of territory? Annexing Spain should not be that hard, I think. We're coming close anyway, right? Oh, those guys are the wrong ones. Okay, so we do have to wait on this to get back. That's fine. It's just more score that we're accumulating over here. So we have taken these forts, and we don't need this carpet siege anymore. So this carpet siege is just going to reaccumulate here. And you guys can deal with the complete lack of unrest over here. And how are we doing? We have the ability to go after Morocco. If we go after Morocco, we can simultaneously go after Hungary. I think we're actually going to send these guys south instead of north, question mark. No, we're going to send them north. It will be fine. And let's see here. We have this that's about to tick. We have 2 sieges going here. And things are going pretty well for us overall. So 5 days we can peace. And we can say, hey, how's it going? If we take you, cannot take that province yet. And what else do we need to do? We can take you. Again, we can't actually annex Holland, but well, we can't annex Holland. We can probably annex Spain, question mark. Is this all of Spain? Ah, Spain has, I think, a colony somewhere. So I guess I can just keep adding things to the list until I run into my overextension cap. So let's just do that. As things get added to the list as available options, we will add them to the victory requirement. And some of it we will take ourselves, and some of it we'll probably be able to just pawn off on our vassals. So we have taken that. We're at 55% now. Is Spain going to exist after this? It will, unless I do something about this. So you guys are going to split in half, I guess. Spain doesn't have any random territories somewhere, do they? I don't think they do. Oh, yes, they do. They have this one right here. So am I taking this? I can't. Unless... Hey, look at you! Ah, cheeseburger in paradise, indeed. Right. So that is 1,000 troops, easy peasy. So we will annex Spain off of this. We will not be annexing Holland off of this. And we will take however much we can get off of Austria without going too far into debt. And by debt, I mean over our overextension limit. Looks like the Austrians actually attacked somewhere. Oh, it's probably not actually fighting me. Okay, so we're sitting on 99% war score. Have we sieged this successfully? Yes, we have. Perfect. So we can take this province. Okay, so this is 29% overextension. And this is 38% overextension right now. We currently have 56. So I'm comfortable taking about 40%. And we have enough war score that we can annex them along with the bargain. So this is 44%. What was the total that I have? That's definitely not acceptable. 44% is too high. We need to take a shittier province, folks. Wien, that's gonna do it. Though actually, maybe I could take off a province here, add a province here. That's 41%. I like it. I like it. Let's do it. So we're going to peace out here. A little bit of cha-ching. And that, I think, is going to annex Spain and annex Holland as well. Is that accurate or is that inaccurate? We're at 98% overextension. So we could core this ourselves. However, we have a couple of provinces here that are feasible to just give away to other people. So we might as well at least consider doing so. So, Bharati, Germany, do you have the ability to take this? Yes, you do. So we're going to give them Tyrol. Can we give you Carnton? Probably not. I can. So we gave them Tyrol, we gave them Carnton. That is going to cut a large portion of that away. Bharati Air Baltic. Let's give Bharati Air these 3 provinces. We should be able to, I think. Yes, we can. So grant them that. Grant them Vilna. And grant them Breslau. Boom. And that is that segment done. We have a few more provinces to core. So we have Bilanga, and we have a bunch of other random stuff. We're at 95% over here. I'm wondering whether I want to make... Oh shit, I shouldn't have started all those actually. Some of those are going to be given to colonies probably. That's fine. So we're now at 80% overextension, which is pretty not bad. So South Georgia here has separatist rebels that we're going to have to deal with. So transport these guys over here. And let's see here. South Georgia cannot be cored, but everything else can be. And we are all set. So we now need to look at who we are going after next. I guess we're going to go after Morocco next. And how close are we to finishing this integration? We're basically there. However, we do have a while yet on Bharati Egypt, and we need to take out Bharati Egypt in order to be able to get another thing up without going over our limit again. Are we ready to go after Morocco? Almost certainly, yes. We need to get Morocco under control because they are actually increasing in size over time due to their unfortunate habit of eating Portugal. That said, Portugal is also about the same size, so the two of them together, if whoever is eating who, doesn't make that huge difference. But I think what we're going to do for this is I think we're going to declare, and we're going to give one province to Bharati Poland, and once we give that one province over, we can start moving our way through there. Let's see here. We do not have a penalty here, but we cannot do this because we're hemorrhaging diplo power right now. And we do not have the ability to do this yet. We need to take control of this province here, which is controlled by one province minor. So, Russia is currently the revolutionary target. Holy Roman Empire is Protestant. There are 30 princes in the empire. It looks like the emperor's been busy just sort of releasing people. There were only 14 just now. So, I guess we have 19 days. Nope, we have like 90 days before we can do anything diplomatically. So, are you guys going to get this job done? I don't know if they're going to get there in time. If they don't get there in time, then that causes problems. Okay, so Ming still exists. These guys both exist. And do we have a colonists? Nope. I could go over my limit. I don't really care enough to bother. Let's see, that's more micro than I'm willing to bother with right now. And let's see. Anything else that we need to do right now? And you are allied with Songhai and Nope. That's fine. Next on the agenda is more murder. More murder. What are we going after? Oh, right. I wanted to check this. Yes. So that guy's going to arrive in 5 days, but that guy's doing an improved relations thing. Yep. So they did, in fact, trigger this before I got there. So we're just going to have to walk in and take the province back. Direct contribution. Yahoo. Alright, so once we've sieged this back, we will be in good shape. Naive enthusiast. Yahoo. Hobbit separatists. What? Where'd you come from? You're not allowed to exist. So, these guys definitely need to go bye-bye. Truce with Ming has ended. Not that we care. And the Ottoman Eater army is now our army. So we have the ability to declare on the Ottomans again whenever we so please. We are not paused. And we have Morocco available. We can go after them. The Moroccan army is going to get wrecked here. Nope, they're not. They're just going to stand around looking at each other, apparently. So we are going to declare on them. That gives us an in on Hungary. Are we set? Do we have anything else that we need to do? And I think we are prepared. So these guys are just going to cancel suppression of rebels in order to go to Hungary somewhere. Pop here. And these guys have cored most of this. They haven't cored everything, but they've cored most of it. So we're not in as much trouble in terms of slowing down their coring as we could be. These guys down here are, I think, one of my armies. It's hard to say, actually, whether they're my army or the vassals. I think they're mine. They seem reasonably similar to an actual army. And we want to peace out Hungary immediately. It looks like Morocco is going to get wrecked over here. And these guys here can pop over to their capital. Where's their capital? Their capital's over in Fez. So we can just pop down here and get this business done. So we can make a new client state out over here to take control of a decent bit of this territory. And once we've done that, we can figure out what we want to do from there, because I don't know how much it's going to cost to annex them in terms of war score. I do think that I want to get as close to that as possible. We only have 50 years left to try and take out every nation that still exists. These guys do not have a leader, which kind of heavily implies that they are, in fact, one of the vassal troops. And what do we want to do with them? I'm actually going to drop the non-mercs. I'm not going to drop the non-mercs, apparently. You know, it's fine. We'll just do this. Just run them around. But we should set them on the test. And we can core South Georgia now. That's great. On the plus side, South Georgia was not contributing to our thinger. Thessaly cannot be cored because... Oh. So apparently they did not finish annexing or coring Thessaly. Presumably because I kept driving them into more and more wars against people who had cores there. You guys are not going to finish this, so we're going to give this army. So sad. They got wiped. But though you die, La Resistance lives on. Or doesn't, I guess. We probably have no right to call ourselves the Resistance. I'm pretty sure the Resistance is the Hungarians. And they are going this way, so hopefully we'll be able to just dive them here. Speaking of which, these guys have arrived. They can get a leader now. We're going to get a rank 3 leader and pop them onto Fez. The Moroccan army is larger than I would have anticipated, considering they have 62,000 there, plus their stragglers and however many others there are around here. What the fuck? Is this just all transports or something? You guys are getting obliterated. Get wrecked, scrubs. Let's see. We got a self-sustaining colony. So we've taken control of Greenland, Yahoo, and this is all taken already. So I guess we could finish up South Africa if we want. And these guys are in trouble. Aren't there a bunch of troops here just now? Where'd they go? They didn't get stack wiped, didn't they? Yikes. So we just won the Siege of Fez. Okay. The Moroccan Navy seems to be really wrecking house over here. Where is my fleet? Oh, you guys are just chilling. This is Cuban separatists. I forgot to actually start taking these guys' capital. So Portugal is now fighting Morocco over here. So if the Portuguese Navy wins, then that's great. Where the hell is... Oh, right, I sent my fleets off in all sorts of weird locations, right? Oh, I have a fleet right here. I guess they could help. Just, like, theoretically. They could make themselves useful. Let's see. You guys are over here. And this army down here has the former... former Asian fleet that has now become my African fleet, I guess. So, once we declare on Portugal, we'll be able to get that done. Okay. So we have control of both sides of this strait here. I think this is the best way to get to you. So we're just gonna... Oh, right, we have this fort here. So we're going to take this fort back because this fort is preventing me from getting to the rest of the troops. So with my navy here, they can't escape back home. So since they can't escape back home across the channel, you guys are actually going to go to here because that's a lot of troops to get wiped. So, they can't get any reinforcements. This is just a matter of... It's a battle of such and such. Yay ones. Okay, so that is... Siege of Malaga is 1, which means these guys can wait for you to lock into Sevilla. Once this is locked in, we dive you, and then this army has nowhere to run to, except they do because they, for some reason, can, but it doesn't matter. because they are dead. And dead people don't have anywhere to run. Okay, there's no escape for you, my friends. The time has come. Now, over here in Hungary, we have potentially the ability to piece them out already. It does not look like it, though. We're going to have to take control of Pest completely. So once we have taken control of Pest, we can piece them out. But, and here's the operative question, do we want to? Because in this war, this is apparently controlled by Morocco now. We can take all of Morocco's territory and then some, I would assume. So, if we can take all of Morocco and then some, the question becomes, how much some? And also, I guess, considering that we are currently coring Hungarian territory, it makes very little sense to leave Hungary in the war. So this is... This is a 91% war score to demand their full annexation. And that means that we are definitely going to peace out Hungary. So Hungary should be peaceable now. We are going to peace them out. This is a white peace. And in 5 years, we can go after them and get them back into a fight with us. So in 5 years, we will be with you once more. For now, however, we need to figure out who else we're at war with. We're at war with just Morocco. Oh, okay then. So if we're at war with just Morocco, then all we have to do is get all these troops to Morocco. Where are my fleets at? I don't think we need to be in the north side anymore. I think it makes more sense for everybody to just head to Germany. So everybody's going to come down here. We are going to take one province over here with Bharat, Poland, I think. Question mark. Maybe. Maybe not. Thessaly is quarrable now. So we'll start quarrying that. And anything else that we need to worry about? We have 15% overextension to play with for ourselves. And where is fleet number 2? So this fleet here is ready. And Montferrat exists over here. I didn't realize. Let's see. If we want, we could declare on Portugal. They're allied with air. And if we do this, then that will be useful. So right now, Portugal has, I think, the highest development in the world that is not us. They're actually even larger than Morocco. So I think we are going to want to... Do we want to declare on them before or after we peace out with Morocco? Piecing out with Morocco is going to take a while. And I think we want to declare right now. We can declare on Portugal. No, we don't want to declare right now. We want to get our troops in position first. Because there's a sizable... We will, at the very least, wipe this army and take our fort back before we do this. There's no reason to be silly about this. If we get an army up to here, then we can do this. Where are... actually... No. This army is going to split in half. We're going to send half of it over here. We're going to send half of it over here. Portugal has 109% for the full annexation, which means that we should be able to just annex them. We can create a client state down here to deal with the stuff down here. we should be, by the time we're piecing out with both of these nations, have 2 free diplomatic relations slots. And that will be useful because we can use one of them to help integrate Morocco. We can use one of them to help integrate Portugal. And you guys... Actually, we're just going to go to Valencia. There's no reason to fuck around here. Are they going to Valencia too? They are locked into Valencia. And they are going to get out of Valencia before we get there, damn. Right. Third fleet. Where was my other fleet? This is this fleet. This is this fleet. They're all the way over here, fucking around doing nothing. Get them to where they belong. Speaking of people fucking around doing nothing, maybe we should bring this army with us. They aren't even suppressing rebels or anything. We are going to wait for this fleet to arrive before we do this. There we go. And off we go. So this fleet is going to pop down here. We will take this fort back. Once we've taken this fort back, we can do whatever we want. They can't get back to their own territory. So since they can't get back to their own territory, we're going to try to just wipe them here. Looks like they are going to stick around for unknown reasons. They did not manage to tick this on the first tick, and they now have to deal with a stack wipe. And I understand now why it is that their morale seems so high. It's because they have a huge amount of infantry, and that the artillery are not actually losing any morale because they're not actually in the fight. They're just chilling. And so, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, considering how quickly this is going, I guess there's not a huge rush necessarily. We're going to declare this. This is going to bring air into the fight. And these guys will dive down here. And it looks like these guys will help out their ally, their other part of their army. And these guys are actually going to turn right back around because I'm pretty sure these guys are going to retreat over toward Porto. And if they retreat toward Porto, I can catch them in the act. So we have 2 fleets here. This fleet will hopefully do its job. Look at that. They're heading straight to Porto. And coincidentally, so am I. They're locked. They can't start moving yet until the end of the month. And we arrived, and it's over. Boom. So we have integrated another subject, which means we do have the ability to create a new subject. And that was strange. And these guys can come back out here. And we have wiped their army. We are sitting on their capital. And we have vassals coming into Carpet Siege. Meanwhile, I forgot to do this part, so over here in this section, we are going to set 2 different leaders, or just set the same leader twice in a row, because, why not? And we will just pop over and take control of all the forts here. And I feel kind of like saying fuck you to Montferrat, who exists, but by the grace of Portugal, and we are going to declare. So, rather than bypass their fort just because they didn't give me military access, I feel like I might want to just, take the military access. Just a thought. Oh wow, look at that. We're just accruing ships. So that was interesting. I think that the accruing ships thing was not us actually stealing their ships and was in fact something else entirely. So these guys can now walk down to Marrakech. These troops are vassal troops. It's amazing the sheer volume of vassal troops that I'm accumulating here. Got a lot of troops that are just coming from my vassals. Alright. So. Let's send the rest of these guys here. These guys will pop over here as well, and that'll be probably fine, question mark, maybe, sure. So we will siege this down. That will be the end of Montferrat. We have a ton of stuff that we can core now. We've won the siege of Lisboa, and we are checking this, hopefully. That is a yes. So we won the siege of Cairo. That is it. This is no overextension. We're just piecing out and taking that. And we can core this province. Boop. And now we can go here, and you can go here. So Songhai is going to need to be annexed eventually. For right now, I do not know how much of this territory is going to go to who and where and what. So I think I'm going to try to fully annex both Portugal and Morocco in this war. And we need to figure out what is the crappiest province around Algarve. Algarve is almost certainly their crappiest province. We're going to give it to Bharat, Poland. That will allow us to give the rest of these provinces to Bharat, Poland as well. We've won the siege of Lisboa, and let's see, how much does it take to annex you? My friend, where are you? It's occupied by an enemy in another war, huh? So we take all of this shit. It's so funny. The two of them are still technically fighting each other while I'm in the process of annexing both of them. This is so ridiculously, like, colonial imperialism right now. You have a war going on, and I actually have the ability, unlike normal, because I'm actually at war with both of them, I have the ability to take these sieges back. I can just take these provinces away from Morocco and say, no, I'm going to go ahead and occupy these. Okay, thanks, bye. And let's see here. They're obviously not willing to do 100% yet, but they're going to be. And Morocco just pieced out with Portugal, which means they're not actually occupying those provinces anymore. So isn't that convenient? So Morocco has some number of troops up there. They're now heading back the other direction. And we have these guys all ready to take control of all these. So, still in the process of carpet sieging these guys. We're not doing a very good job of it because we got a little distracted by Portugal. Portugal is not nearly as fortified either, so it does take way less time to just siege down Portugal because it's just like, oh, okay, well, I'll just siege down one fort and that's the end of the game. Truce with France has ended, and these guys just took control of one of my provinces, like the assholes they are. We just took control of that siege. And now we can go down here and deal with their army. It's 71%, and this is still not full annexation, so I need to figure out if this will be. This is still not full annexation. We have not identified what a full annexation is. Okay. Full annexation is the Azores. I forgot about these little dinky provinces over here. Is that full annexation? That is full annexation. So that is 129% overextension. This is a peace offer value of 87. So these guys are actually going to pop into air. How much? 1. This is a tiny nation, fam. We can probably take them at the same time we take the others. I don't think they're going to give us any trouble. It's like the overextension there is like 2% or something. So I think we might as well just. Should we though? These guys are doing their business. Okay. So we just cored a bunch of territory, and there's going to be a fight over here, and there's going to be a fight over there, and we won this siege, which means that we can keep carpet sieging. We can dive down here to deal with this problem. So Morocco is not going to be willing to peace out yet, and neither is Portugal. We're going to wait for this capital siege. Once we've got this capital siege, we should be able to peace out air. How much is this? This is basically nothing. So this is an additional 2.7% overextension. Fortunately, we can't actually piece them out this way. So, do we want to... Do you want to take any air territory at all? We now have the ability to piece these guys out. Air is someone that I can easily integrate later. Give me 1 second here. Okay, I need to go do something quick in the kitchen. 1 moment. Okay, so that errand is dealt with, and we can now do this if we wanted to take a bunch of overextension at a moment when we do not want overextension. So we need to actually wait until we can piece out Morocco as well. So Morocco is at 80%, which is not sufficient to do what we need here. So these guys, I think, are actually just going to stay here for right now. And these guys are going to pop into Sousse. We have Serbian separatists over here. These guys can deal with that. Very quickly. And they will, in fact, do it. So these guys can just pop down here, and they will, and we've got 84% war score now. So that fight's over. 84%. So how do you feel about full annexation? And the apparent answer is sure. So we have the ability to form one more thinger over here. And this is going to be, we're probably going to need 2. And that's fine, because we can make 2. We have this at 100%, so next month we will be able to, we won't even have a thinger. So we are going to peace out here. This is going to be the full annexation of Morocco. So I think that that might remove them from the Great Power list. And that's fucked. Why did you stop being... God damn it. I need you to stop being assholes and go away. Stop fighting me. God damn it. Stop fighting me. Fuckers. Okay, so... That sucked. That timing. What the fuck? Why? What? How? When? Huh? Lana. Why are you no longer willing to peace out? You were not fighting this hard a second ago, you pieces of shit. You are now fighting this hard because the game is trolling me, and I am very upset. I can't think of another excuse for why the game would, why all of a sudden I can't piece them out. I mean, I could understand before that fight, right? But I could piece them out before air became available to piece out. What the hell, man? So these guys are at 100%. The enemies are basically... Wait. What the fuck is going on with this? It's fine. It's fine. It's not a huge deal. It's just a nuisance because why do we have... Why do we have this all of a sudden? Okay. Artillery combat ability increased. We just unlocked a shit ton of new thingers here. And that is Land Leader Fire. Reinforce speed plus 15% and recover army morale speed. Deserter Act is actually pretty good right now, but I think that we are probably... Yeah, we're going to be permanently locked at 100 army tradition, because we just have so many battles and so much sieging going on that we're just never going to lose that, I think. So, for some incredibly bizarre reason, they have decided to screw me here, so I'm not going to be able to fully annex them. Fine, whatever. Sending this peace offer, they're going to keep one province because they arbitrarily stopped being willing to peace out, and now we can start doing our business. So, we have Lisboa here, and Lisboa makes a good client state. Wait. Oh my god. With the integration of Egypt, I now have a land border all the way to Portugal. I don't need to fuck around with my vassals anymore. This is great. Okay, so Lisboa, I can give you to a client state. I'm going to definitely give Lisboa to a client state. This is... I think I can give them Lisboa and still have them take more. Have them take like 100% overextension here. So this will be what? Bharati Bharati China. And there we go. Let's see here. Alright, you guys are going to do this, and we are going to give Bharati China all the places that they can take to ease our burden. Braganca. I guess I should have named it Korea, actually. Because Korea has, like, the parallel with them both being peninsulas. They're just on opposite ends of the world. So, there we go. So that's actually not as much as I would have expected. But that's fine. So Bharati China is doing its thing. I have the ability, should I choose to keep giving them territory by giving them Huelva first. I think I'm going to. So we're going to give them Huelva. Because we do have a lot of territory that we need to give away right now. So we can give them Tangier. No, we need to give them Huelva first. Then we can grant them Tangier. And then we can grant them Garb, I guess. I'm going to just run them down the coast. I'm guessing that Fez is going to be the highest development province here since it was their capital. It's their historical capital as well, so I figure that it's probably something that they've invested a lot into. And let's see. Anything here that they can take? No dice. Okay, so they are done, and now we have another nation to make over here. Do I actually want to core this all myself? I don't know how much overextension there is down here. My guess is that it's not that much. So, but yeah, I think that's probably a better idea. Well, because we have air down here. So, do we have a province over here? Jen is actually a really nice province. Joma is also a nice province. There's a couple of really nice provinces over here. So, comparatively, Fez is 28. Actually, I think I am going to just make something out of Jen. It won't give me quite as much of a reduction overall, but it'll give me another area to do this with. And also I can give a little bit of this stuff to Ire as well, so that's fine. That said, do I want to core all that shit myself? Actually, yes, I do want to core that stuff myself, because I actually have the admin power to do it, and my vassals probably do not. So, let's see here. We have a new client state to be made out of you. It's the highest development province in the area, right? Looks like these are all 24 development provinces. So, not too shabby. This is the stuff that I got from them. So once I have a client state down here, I can then use it to feed these provinces too as well, and that should be so. So this will be Bharati, South America, because why not? And I'm just enjoying doing the descriptive titles. South America is probably not the best title for that though, because they are, whatchamacallit. South America is a continent, not a thinger. That's fine though. So these guys only have provinces adjacent to them available. So, let's see. Just grant them all of the things. I'm going to give them... I guess I can just probably give them everything, right? This is going to cause them to become overextended, so I guess I can't give them everything. Holy shit. Anything? 99%. Perfect. Okay. So we've done a nice little chunk there. And I am going to give Bharat the Ire Fez, I guess. They can actually take a bunch of this stuff from me. That's great. So we can give them... Did I take Oron already before? No, I did not. So what this will allow me to do, if I get a bunch of stuff built up with Ire, is I can get them... Just core a bunch of shit. Marrakech? Yes. And how about Abda? Okay. And anything else? I don't think so. They only have 2% left. Seems like a 1-1-1 province available for them. I don't think they have enough for even a 1-1-1 to give them a small enough amount of overextension. So we are all set. So we can now take a look here. We only have 146% overextension now, so that's progress. Germany. How's it going, Bharat, Germany? You want some provinces, friends? Oh, good. They don't have very much overextension at all. So we can give them Tunis. We can give them Sousse. Sousse is the opposite direction. And let's see. We can give them Bizerte. Tripoli, Jerba? That was called Tripoli. And give them Kairouan. Where is the Kairouan? And Kef is probably too big, but we'll see. It might just be a fort in a crappy province, and it is. Okay, there we go. So that's not going to put us below 100, though. That's going to get us close, but we are not going to get any cigars out of that. So what we need to do now is figure out who else we can give territory to down here. We could have given Bharati Poland some territory down here if I hadn't... I can give them Ceuta. Yes. Okay. So, I forgot about Bharati Poland. I thought that I was giving things to someone else, not them. So we're going to give Ceuta up to them. There we go. We will now give them Tetuan. We will give them Melilla. We will grant them Ujda. Oops, that's not the right entity. Who are you? It's China, not you. Bharati Poland. Poland, so. You are locked in here, but we can give you Dara. Ha ha ha. I have a viable pathway. I have the pathway. Okay. Ursinus. Kazdir, I guess. And then we're going to give them Lagout. And then Tittery. Mitidja. Cabula. Kibilia. Nizab. And we're going to be well under 100% here. But these guys have been sitting for a long time without getting any new provinces. So I feel like they probably have a lot of monarch power just saved up. And we want to use it before they start wasting it on technology or something crazy like that. Tafalalt is 96%. Do we have anything that would give them 90? Majorca gets them 97. Draw would cause them to be overextended. I can give them this, and then hope that I have something that's small enough to give them. Tatooine is... There we go. Tatooine is really tiny. Okay. There we go. So, how are we doing now? 91% still. Jesus. That is so much in one war, you guys. That is so much territory to take in one frickin' fight. That is insanity. Ibiza and Ifni are now problems for me, but that's fine. Look at that. Alright, these guys are going to pop down here, wipe out this army. There's some Catholic zealots chilling here, doing their thing. We have dangerously high overextension. And we have what else? You guys, do you have your stuff cored now? It looks like y'all have your stuff cored. So when can we declare on Hungary again? 4 more years to declare war on Hungary. The largest nation in the world is Hungary with 439 development. And the next one on the list is Lubeck, but the next highest nation is actually Manchu, who have 409 total development. And after that is probably Lubeck, then Austria with 372, Bohemia's down. So Bohemia with 233 development showing up on the Great Power list is great for me, because that means that we have quite a lot of work that we can get done very quickly. It is now 12 o'clock. Let's see, there's some Spanish separatists here that we don't need to worry about too much. We will, however, send you guys to... Oh, is that my territory? Is that not my territory or something? Oh, gotcha. Somebody else was suppressing rebels there. Not these guys. Okay. So, we still have a few things that can be cored. And we'll have to wait until they're portable to core those. Do we have another person that we want to integrate now? I don't know that we need to integrate anyone right this second. But yeah, that was a pretty massive war. That's a lot of territory taken all at once. We have now secured complete control of Iberia, including the the islands there. We have some extreme, like, horror show borders here. I apologize for that. There's nothing for it when you take, like, over 1,000 development in one fell swoop, and then you don't realize that just how big of a fight you just took. We have already taken these guys, so we cannot do this yet. We're at 9 out of 9 relationships, so we could theoretically expand some more over there soon, but not at this particular moment. Ming is not terribly large. Manchu, we do not have a truce with anymore, do we? We do. We have a truce with you for 2 years. We don't have a truce with Ming. They're allied with Manchu. We're going to take out Ming when we're fighting Manchu. There's no reason to attack Ming directly. Let's see, 109% for Manchu's provinces and 29% for Ming. Lanzhang is a little bit smaller than Ming still. So, what do we have left to conquer? It looks to me like we still have most of the Holy Roman Empire left. You guys have not cored this. If you cored anything, you've cored Cremona. You've cored this. You've cored this. You have not cored Milan. That's a 40 development province. So I'm not completely surprised by the fact that you haven't cored it, but I will admit that I'm a little annoyed that you have not. Bharat, Germany has taken control of a bunch of territory over here, and they have just added a ton of territory over here to their already existing core limit. I think they're at 100%. So they're at 100%. Bharati Poland is at 100%. So Poland isn't going to be increasing in size. These guys aren't going to be increasing in size. These guys aren't going to be increasing. So the only people that we can grow right now are probably Bharati, Italy. Oh, we have the Frozen North and the South Africans. So South Africa is not fully cored up. They are almost cored here, but they don't have Shaland, and they have a few provinces here. They have quite a few provinces here that they have not cored. You have not cored anything. Okay, so another war for them is not going to be terribly valuable. Turns out that it hasn't been that long since I took 100% overextension with them while they had literally no monarch points because they just sprouted into existence. However, the Frozen North has quite a lot available right now. So they have a lot available, but do they have anyone that I could declare on that they could actually take territory from? This is me, so that's a no. I mean, I guess I could give them an offshoot over here somewhere. So if I declared war on on Friesland, then I could potentially just do a really quick war over here, take control of some of that is so much development. Oh, it's so delicious. Oh, so much development. There's a lot of development in this empire here, because it doesn't look like there's that much when you think about, like, oh, well, there's no big nations left, but these little nations all have like 100 development each. Hey, YSL. How's it going? What are we gonna do? So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where's my 9th client state? Did I count wrong? 2 here. 3, 1 you count higher. 4 ones you count here. We have, oh! Yeah, I forgot these guys. So I think we're just going to have to take a little bit of a munch for right now because we don't have any more expansion options at this particular juncture. So Friesland, I think we're just going to eat. I think we can probably take the whole thing. Not positive, but I think we can just eat them. We can definitely just eat them because who cares? People go overextended a bit. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with them getting a little overextended, right? A little overextension never hurt nobody. As long as it isn't me. If it's me, then it hurts. But if it's my vassals, then a little overextended never hurt nobody. So we're going to go ahead and do this. That will purge off this corruption quicker. Insurance companies. Interesting. What does infiltrating the administration need to do? And who to deal with? We are in a truce with you. I think we might as well do this. So if we declare on Friesland, they are... Ooh, the Holy Roman Emperor will not join this because they hate Friesland. Okay, sleep well, Airman. Let's see. I should be ending soon too, actually. I have stuff I need to do today. Let's see. We have Austria over here. We have Burgundy here. I could take Burgundy. No, I can't. Oh, wait, Gelre. Gelre, when did you get wrecked? When did you get annihilated? You have one province. That's cool. Okay, so Lubeck we have a truce with. So, yeah, I think it's Friesland or bust right now. We'll take control of this. We will give one province to the Frozen North, because of course we will. And that will help us do those things. Do we have anybody that we want to annex right now? Does anybody serve their purpose? I don't think so, actually. I think everybody currently is in a good position to eat territory that I need to have them eat. That's shocking, but I think it's true. I guess I could annex the Frozen North. Just integrate them. It's only 231 as well. They're pretty small. Oh, never mind. Oh, so rather than fuck around down there, why don't I declare war on Russia and we can figure out what's going on here? So their independence is guaranteed by the Manchu. Will the Manchu join? Yeah, they will. So if we're going to do that, we're going to want to fight the Manchu first. We want to be in a war with the Manchu when we declare war on Russia. So this is going to be 2 years before we can comfortably declare on them. Because then I can basically just declare on Manchu, annex them fully, and declare war on Russia while I'm in the war with Manchu, and see how things go there. But I don't want to get into I don't want to get a truce with the Manchu. That's silly. So I could go after Switzerland to increase the size of Bharat, Italy first. If I do that, that gives me a war against Bohemia province. That seems like a relatively major war to get into at this point. So, is everyone on this list currently in a truce with me? And are you... They have not embraced the Enlightenment yet. Oh, they have. Okay. So they've embraced the Enlightenment, which means that they do not have a penalty, which means that they should have less development than the other people on this list. So Hungary, we have a truce with until 82. Lubeck, we have a truce with until 83. Austria, we have a truce with until 88. So Austria is going to be someone that I guess we can declare. This is one war's worth of territory. We're not going to worry about that. Portugal's going to be off the list. Poland, we have a truce with until 83. Manchu, we have a truce with for 2 more years, some amount. Bohemia is truced for until 5 more years. So we literally have a truce with every single great power right now, which is kind of cool. We're gonna wait until the end of month tick. I want to see what happens here. These guys, are you guys going where I want you to go? Do you have, no, you are not transporting anybody right now. Where is, I'll pick up, I guess I could just pick up some like really tiny army if I want. So these guys here can just pop down here. We will start getting everyone together. Except we're not going to bring these guys. Those guys are going to come later. Just pop everyone to Garb. You guys can consolidate over here. And what are we going to do here? You guys... So this fleet is going to pop to here. This fleet is going to pop to where they can pick those guys up. This fleet is going to join this fleet because there's no reason not to. This army is down here. We don't need anybody down here really anymore. I think that 36,000 troops should be sufficient. And even if it wasn't, we can just do this, these guys, and then these guys can just pop down here as well. So we'll send these guys down, it'll be fine. But these guys need to go back up to where they can actually be useful. And we've got a couple of troops down here doing nothing. We've got an army that's collecting over here. We have a random army over here. This is actually one of my armies. So they are doing autonomous rebel suppression. We don't need them to do that anymore. I think we're fine. You guys can pop over to join these guys, I guess. We have 70,000 troops over here. And what do we want to do with them? Croatia has 0% limited desire. Lubeck is truced for 5 years. Who was I going to declare war on now? I have the ability to go after Novara again, which would, by the transitive property, put me at war with Venice. But I don't have anyone over here anymore. The Ottoman Eaters are gone. So, since the Ottoman Eaters are gone, I don't have any reason to declare war on Venice. I mean, I guess I could give one of these provinces over there, but I don't see any reason to. We've got plenty of Swiss territory to take. Do we want to just go after Switzerland? I'm not going to be able to take very much from them. It's actually super tempting to just chill for a while. But relaxing is definitely not a good plan. We still have a bunch of territory that we need to core over here. We have all the Russian territory. The Russians will be easy to do, though. They only have 54% war score, and almost all of this is colonies, so Does Chukchi keep like attacking Russia or something? It seems like it keeps growing. I seem to recall it being this size just now. Maybe that's why the Manchu guaranteed their peace, or guaranteed their nation. Let's see. So 23% for Chukchi. Most of that is stuff that has been colonized. It's been colonized, but they do have 9 development in their capital. I can't just go in and annex them freely because I don't have enough thinger. Or do I? Oh, I do. I could just dive Chukchi next. Let's take a little bit of a break and dive Chukchi, shall we? No, because we don't have any fleets. So we'll deal with them after we get through Manchu. It's fine. Let's see. Manchu, we have a couple of years on. We have these guys down here that want to expand more. I could declare on these guys, I think. Nope. That is 10 years. Who are you in a trade with? Achin. Achin, huh? Achin sounds like someone I haven't declared war on recently. So Ansbach has no thing with me. Bavaria, Clev. Here's Achin. So Austria has guaranteed their independence. So if I declare on these guys, then they will actually get assistance. You know what? I think Friesland is the right choice. Friesland is rivals with the Holy Roman Emperor. So the Holy Roman Emperor is going to decline this. And we have Lubeck, which will join it. Oh, Lubeck will join it. Oh, that's perfect, because we have a really long truce with you, right? I mean, a moderately long truce with you. Do we... I almost feel like we should wait to core things before we start accumulating truces. This is weird. Are we actually capped out before we get overextension? I mean, we can just overextend these guys. I think we might need to. Because, I mean, we have to be doing something. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to declare on Friesland. We're going to take a bunch of chunks out of Lubeck in the process. And we are going to see how much territory we can take in this war. So Gelre will not join, Lubeck will join, Bremen will join, and Lorraine. So we have a 4 siege general. They're going to walk straight to your capital once I figure out who you are and where you're going. And let's see, do we have somebody going to deal with these separatists now? Question mark. Not yet. So our troops are completely out of position. Completely out of position. It's fine. Okay. So these guys have now arrived in the war. It looks like I need to get military access through here, which means that I basically need to annex them. That's just the way that I think. Let's see here. So we cannot get to... Oh, this is... I didn't actually cancel my rebel suppression. Nope, they can't get there. I didn't think you could. No. So why can't you get there? Is there another fort in my way? Yes, there's a ranks. Oh, this is their capital. Perfect. The capital fort is chilling right here, just waiting anxiously to be taken by us. We can now start... I presume, yes. They have foolishly given military access that will allow us to get to here. We can take the 3 siege, and you will take another 3 siege. And you guys are going to go where? Can you get here? You cannot. That's fine. Can you get to here? Yes. So since you can get to here by walking across the entire globe, so maybe don't go to there via Africa. I'm sure we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Someone will give somebody military access, and it'll all be fine. Excuse me. Ugh. So you guys can pop over here. And we still haven't even wiped this rebel army over here. And let's see. So we're coring some stuff, but that's not actually going to give us anything. So those are down. We just lost some ships here. So these guys are just going to be fucking around here over and over and over again. Do we have... Yes, we do. We're going to repair damaged ships, and we're going to send these guys straight to here. Oh, that's interesting. This army is going the wrong place. Let's send them here. So once this army gets there, we will... They're actually still going the wrong way, but that's fine. Hey! We sunk their flagship. Okay. And this army is going to... You know what? Let's have fun together, shall we? So we're just going to send these guys up to here and drop them into Den Haag. It looks like we have an actual army here that we can deal with when we actually arrive. Unfortunately, our vassals cannot deal with all of the fights all by themselves. Though they can deal with a lot of the fights by themselves, not gonna lie. They can do a surprisingly large amount of work. So Gelre has been occupied by Lübeck. And we don't have any soldiers over there. So these two forts are... Where are you guys going? This is a very weird divergence of pathways. So our truce has ended with quite a lot of people. Do we want to send both of these guys in there? I guess we don't need to. Just wait. It's not like outnumbering them is going to mean anything. Just pop into the woods here. Okay. So they're going to try to rotate around, but they're not going to be able to get there in time. That's going to last for longer than I would have anticipated. And then we have what? So where's our... We don't have any vassal troops up here anymore because they've all wandered into Africa for some unknown reason. I can't imagine why they're puttering around Africa. These guys can just can just stay here rather. These guys I can just wander over to here. It's a little dangerous to have these guys running around like maniacs, but we're going to go ahead and just dump them on this army. I think we'll be able to take this army out before the others can reinforce. That is a heck yes. This army is in danger of getting stack wiped here, so we're going to try to stack wipe them. There's no guarantees, but we got it. So these guys are going to... Where, Brabant? Yes. So we're going to wait for them to lock in, and then we're going to just stack onto Brabant. And we're 57% over here, 42% over here. So Lübeck is reasonably large. And how much overextension do you still have to play with, friends? Because I feel like you probably don't have very much. forward a little bit. Fifth and sixth, unfortunately. So these guys are going to Namor. We're going to wait for them to lock in. We're going to dive them and take this army out. Okay. Now, it does look like this army over here is forced marching around the wilderness. We are going to dive here because we already have vassals coming there, and these guys need help. Interesting. Military tech cost minus 10% is fine. Especially since we're actually behind in tech. So there's the first siege done. We can pop over here. And we can finish up some sieges over here. Something's making tropical wood. Speaking of tropical wood. Okay, for serious now, who else has tropical wood? Because somebody over here has to have tropical wood. There we go. You have tropical wood. You have tropical wood. We're taking you guys out soon because I need to control every tropical wood province. It's gonna be a thing. It looks like these guys are actually all going to here. They're gonna lock in. They're attacking my vassal. And I think we will arrive in time to... Yes, we will. Except we didn't arrive in time for them to actually do anything, because they're like, oh shit, reinforcements are about to arrive, run away. So we've taken Lubeck's capital, and we can now move over to here, to this province, I guess. Over here, or can we get to here? We cannot. We can get there via the south, though. I think those guys were actually running around Africa again to get there. So we're going to send these guys up here, and we've got anything quarrable? Yes, these two provinces are quarrable now. And this army is going to continue retreating, it looks like. And I don't know how far they're going to retreat, but it seems that they have... We've just won the Siege of Den Haag. Okay then. Pop down here. And keep on keeping on. So, Lubeck is a pretty high development nation. And we're going to want to take full control of as much of it as we can here. At the very least, I think I should try to start taking control of these high-level forts that these people have. But I might just end up taking, like, 20%, like, overextension here. So this is already 9% by taking their capital. Their capital is so big. It's a 36 development province. Do I just want to go over my limit again? I think I do. I'm just going to go over my Diplo relations limit again. We're just going to call it a day. It's just the way to go. I don't have another thing that gives me a Diplo relation, do I? Diplomat, fire. I'm going to actually do this. Reinforced speed is really good. And nope. And no. Alright. It's too bad. So 88% overextension. I can take about 10% overextension myself, along with a bunch going over to my vassals. Not a bunch. I can only give a little bit to my thingers. I could split this territory on the east side between these two pretty effectively. So We'll see how this goes. Where did your army go? So their army is now up here. And where is their next fort? Because they clearly have a fort near here somewhere. Okay, these guys cannot go to there, which means that there has to be a fort here, question mark? Where's their fort? So we just won this siege, and these guys have abandoned this siege in favor of dying, I think. Let's see, these guys over here doing their thing, anything that can be cored. Tenerife needs to wait until... Oh! Gotcha. And there are no ships here. I should deal with that problem. Do you have a bunch of troops? Because I feel like there's a bunch of troops in one of these transports. So these guys are going to come down here, and then I think there's actually a bunch of troops in this, and there are. So we're going to, you know, plop these troops in here, you know, stop giving them a bunch of attrition for no damn reason, and sit on this fort. There we go, we got a wall breach. And you guys can just pop forward. These guys are now going to be the attackers, we are going to be the defenders, and we are going to probably blow them up. That is a yes. That is a hard yes. So we can't get to there, which implies to me that that's where they're going to go. But it looks like that's not where they're going to go. They're going to go somewhere else. And these guys can't get here. Oh, I'm at war with you. I'm smart. This is why you use the diplomatic match mode. It's so funny. I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRG. Let's see. So, Brennan, you are someone that I can piece out to get a 5-year thing with. I'm not going to be taking this province right now, so doing this gives me an in against the others. So, but also it means that I no longer have a hostile fort here, which means that I can now do this. And these guys can probably do the same. So this army is going to wipe. And this army is going to do this. But yeah, I do need to actually take all these provinces, so I should have probably dealt with that before I put it around. Now, are you the right culture? You are the right culture. Congratulations. Congratulations. Do we need more of any particular monarch right now? Not really. We have the ability to start annexing vassals if we feel like we want to spend our Diplo power. We have such a high amount of Diplo rep now that we can comfortably do that. You guys need to get out here and help out the pirates. So, the other thing is that I could, if I wanted, do separate pieces with people, but I don't think I need to. Okay, so Lubeck is basically carpet sieged. I think Lubeck is where we're going to be taking all of our provinces from. Because Lubeck is... They're number 2 on the list of great powers. This is 50% overextension. And that is something I'm comfortable with. It's not controlled by me or my allies. So we are going to go over here. I don't know why I didn't realize this was also a province that we can take over. This province, yeah, these guys are going to go here. And we actually have way more capacity to take territory here than I thought we were going to. Not gonna lie, I thought that this was gonna be more of a non-starter, but it turns out that we can take quite a bit of this shit. The other thing that I could do is, if I take these two provinces, I could then take this province. Utrecht is 31 development. So I can't actually directly add that to them. So if they're going to go over their limit, then I won't be able to do that. So we'll see how this goes. We've now got all of this stuff sieged. This is 53%. Oh, this is connected though. Alright, where are the forts? It's fort. There's a level 2 fort here. And there's a level 2 fort here. Level 2 forts are basically not forts at this point. So this is 98% war score. This is 69% overextension. This is going to definitely overextend my paravassals here by a considerable margin. Whereas if I take 50% and split it between two of them, there's a decent chance that they'll be able to handle it. So I think we're going to do this. This will give a pretty good amount of stuff. Oh my god, look at that list. Oh, it's so beautiful. And we can peace out. This is the only war that we are in. So doing this should get us in good shape. So, northern such and such, Frozen North, it's going to be granted Griefs, blah, 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 Griefswald. Oh, nice. Oh, Frozen North has 0%. Okay, Stralsund, that's very good. And we can now grant them Rostock and Wismar and Lübeck. Let's give them Lübeck. Can we even? Yes. And Lauenburg, do we want to give them Lauenburg? I'm not going to give them Lauenburg quite yet. First, we're going to give Bharat to South Africa. We're going to grant them this one. What is this province? Oldenburg. Okay, they're already at 69% overextension. We'll give them Stad as well. And we will grant them Hoya. We'll grant them Hanover. Can't grant them Hanover. I could grant them Lauenburg, and that doesn't cut anything off, so we're going to do that. So we will give the Frozen North Lüneburg. We will grant them Brunswick. And Hanover is a 26 development province. We are going to pass that over to the Frozen North as well. So the Frozen North is now going to be over 100% overextension, but that's okay. That is totally fine. Meanwhile, we are done with that war. So, how much development do we have now anyway? Yeah, I know I have a merchant, but I don't care about it because it's kind of like a complete waste of time for me to do that. I'm never going to have money be relevant ever again. I guess I could start collecting in here at least. Yeah, it's not a terribly hard. No, they're already there, so I'm not going to worry about it then. Steer trade from here. Why not? Done. Okay. So next is what? We have a truce with Hungary for 2 more years. Lubeck is down to 157 now, so that's one more big nation brought down to a very tiny nation. Eyre is doing their thing. These guys, there's no way that any of these guys are less overextended yet. So we're going to move these guys down here because we do have the ability to declare on Switzerland now, and that's basically the only path that we have to expansion. So I guess we can annex. We can annex province ourselves. Do we have any client states that we want to annex? These guys are super useful. These guys are useful. I feel like everyone is going to be useful. The only issue is that I have... How much longer on you? No time at all. So I'm actually going to declare on Manchu next, I think. Because I could declare on some people up here, but I still have a lot of overextension on this nation. They have Milan decor still, and that's 40 development. So I guess that's not a lot, though. So like 20% overextension for them, probably. So if they only have 20% overextension, maybe I should dive Switzerland. And I'll have the ability to take anything that I don't want to give them to myself if I want. But how big is Switzerland? They are 44% war score. Manchu is still huge, right? Yeah, we're taking Manchu next. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our overextension right now. This is going to be over in October. So in October, we're going to be able to actually peace out with Manchu, which means that we should declare now so that we can actually get there. Meanwhile, never mind, we can't. We have this until September. Oh, we have this until September, which means that Manchu isn't actually a terribly good choice. Except they don't actually have any forts over here in the west, do they? Since they don't have any forts in the west, I can just declare on them, take all their forts, and immediately piece them out for a huge amount of war score. I don't have any soldiers near me. I should probably put these guys down here. Oh! Okay, nailed it. I know where to get my thinger now. Do I want to do that here? How much overextension am I going to have after this? 88%. So I'm actually not even overextension capped now. I think I am better off going after Switzerland, maybe. So province, we do not have a truce with either. Allied with Peeps. So you're allied with Austria. We don't want to pull in against Austria again, I don't think. We have a... No, we do have a long truce with Austria. So it would actually not be a problem to do so. We've already got these cored. How are you doing down here, by the way? Do you have cores yet? You do not have cores on these. These are mostly cored, so... How is this situation? Alright. These guys are not expanding for a long time. Let's start dealing with the unrest that's inevitably going to spawn here. And that will be useful, question mark. We did not send these guys over to do the thing, so we're going to send these guys over now to do the thing. I guess I can just... Okay, so they don't need a leader, they're fine. These guys are going to need a leader eventually, and they're going to need a ship to get them to where they need to be. And who else needs to go where? We have 70,000 troops chilling here. These guys could go straight into province at will. These guys here need to go after somebody. So I can eat a little bit more Austrian territory. This is how much overextension, by the way? It is very little. So these three provinces are a sizable amount of overextension, but they are going to be gone by the time I'm piecing out. So the other people that I could declare on is actually Venice, because this stuff over here, I'm gonna have to core this myself, unless I decide to get someone else over here. I could also declare on the Ottomans, but the Ottomans aren't really that relevant right now. They have a bunch of shitty provinces, so this is a small amount of war score. 58%. There's not a lot of development here. So, what do I want to do? Because I could just dive Switzerland, and I think... Oh, interestingly enough, they're allied with Venice, but Venice will not help them. They have a rivalry with Switzerland. They're also allies, question mark? Oh, Venice is Defender of the Reform. Okay, gotcha.
So if I do this, this will actually purge off Defender of the Faith from Venice too.
So if I do this, Gelre joins in. Which is fine. Gelre is a one province minor now. Imperial Authority 1. So they're backing East Frisia. Everyone's backing Gelre for the Imperial Throne, which is very strange. They're so small now. I guess everyone else is just, like, an even worse option, though? Question mark? Alright, we're just gonna dive Switzerland, I think. We dive Switzerland... but province I want to give to Poland. Do I want to give province to Poland? 3 years before we can declare on Britain. They're guaranteed by Burgundy. So if I declare on England, that's actually great because it'll call Burgundy in, and then I can just annex them both. And I'll give those provinces to Bharat, Poland. And we are going to need... I think we want to go after Venice again. So, Venice would require going after the city of Novara. The city of Novara is a one province minor, and the city of Brescia is one province minor. But they're provinces that are really, really good. So Brescia will not join, which means that I can keep these people truce separated and keep just digging into everyone else. Let's see here. Are we ready to go for this? Zagreb is going to join, and Zagreb can be eaten by Eastern Europe, so that's great. I think this is going to be good. We're going to do it. It's all about figuring out where you want to expand. And how. So now that Venice is in the war, we should have... Oh my god. Can I just go here? Nope. We have military access. So we'll just send these guys straight to Zagreb. And these guys can go to here. No. Oh, these guys are suppressing rebels for some reason. Go here, maybe? Nope. This way? Where is the... Ah. Austria's the clincher. Okay, actually, now that I think about it, these guys can just pop over here and take all of the Venetian territory over here. These guys here can walk over here. No, they can't really. I mean, they can go through the Ottomans technically. And let's see. This fleet is going to just pop over here. And we are now fighting Venice yet again. And these guys did not do what I told them to do. What the fuck are you doing? Get in the boats. Walk over. Like, I'm telling you. These fucking people, man. Diplo costs down. Start a debate for something or other. Done. And let's see. Overextension's at 88%. And these guys, I should actually split this army. There's no reason to have 70,000 troops here. That's done. These guys are going to try to walk through here. Don't know if they can. And that is a no. They're going to get blocked at some point. So these guys are now going to take a different route to get to the same place. And we will set them this thing because they are a pretty big army, and everyone else will try to get here. Not you. Everyone else will try to get here, and they'll get here in a meaningfully timely manner. It's fine. We're fine. Everything is fine. Alright, so this city is going to go by the time my troops even get there. This fleet is going to be fucking around here because they can. These guys are going to pop in here and deal with that. And I did not do what I should have done. So these guys are going to fully siege that. Do I have access? I have access to the Ottoman territory now, so we can just walk through. Cool beans. So once we have fully sieged the Venetian territory, we will be in good shape. We've finally taken out those rebels that we tried to give them a mission to go deal with quite a while ago. This fleet is here. We just lost the siege of Moria. Oh, that escalated quickly. You guys can come here to help if you want, but it seems like it's probably not going to end well. It might delay for long enough that we can... let's see. I'm going to put a 5-5 here because a 5-5 has the most defensive potential. compared to the other options. So we just won the Siege of Zagreb. We're going to walk over to Treviso. And do we can't retreat yet, but hopefully, oh god. Okay, good. So this army can retreat now, and we're going to. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. And we can have you guys in these boats. Okay. And we're going to colonize down here, because why not? And that is this whole area carpet sieged. And where is my fleet? Oh shit. My babies. My babies. We gotta hide my babies. And let's see, you guys are doing your thing. Pop you over here. And get you to Italy, I guess. So how are we doing on our coring? We're very, very close now. So I'm happy that we oh Jesus, they caught me? Oh god, they caught my army. Oh, you guys are fucked. Was not expecting this army to get caught here. Well, that sucks. Should have paid more attention. And because we probably could have done something about that if we'd been paying attention. Okay. Go here, except you. How does Venice have such a huge fleet? Oh, right, because I forgot that they had all this territory over here. And so I didn't take any of it when I could. And now we have to deal with fleets. You are not my enemy. You are my ally. Specifically, my vassal. Okay, we're going to pop in here because they are the secondary nation in the conflict. They're not a primary nation. So we might as well get this done. You guys are going to merge together. And on the plus side, they're not going to be like grossly over their size limit anymore. These guys are going to come back to Dalmatia eventually. And it looks like these guys have actually gone across the thing here. So we can just pop across the pond. We do need to get a proper leader. We are going to get the 4 siege general here. And that will allow us to instantly do that. And then the siege of Venetia should be very quick. That'll give us a lot of war score. And you guys will get there eventually. These guys are just going to flick around. And weirdly enough, we are almost piecing out by the time that truce even was expiring. So this was definitely the correct choice, I think. So these guys are going to pop out here, and hopefully that will scare the Naples fleet from continuing out this way. Doesn't look like that's the way this is going to go down. So we're going to stall here, you're going to stay here. Let's see. We have this fort getting sieged back. We have cored all the things. And Venice is losing that fight there. And we have multiple sieges that are going, they just haven't quite gone yet. So this army is puttering here because reasons. And can I annex Venice as a part of this war? I guess I can, almost certainly. We might actually be able to just annex everybody that's involved here. Which would be pretty cool. We've won the Siege of Venetia, and we are about to finish this siege, question mark, maybe? Yes, there we go. We're at 91% war score. And we can siege down this province here. Are there any other forts or anything that we need to deal with? Yes, there's Württemberg over there. Never mind, we already had that. And we are ready for defense in depth. There we go. So we have a new type of cannon, the Flying Battery. And the fact that they don't have any morale doesn't actually matter. We do have this siege to finish, so we need to finish the Siege of Dalmatia. And once we finish the Siege of Dalmatia, we should be able to peace out. And once we do that, we will annex all the things. Actually, we won't be able to take Skio until we get over there. So we're going to need this fleet to move over here. Who are you? You are not really a war fleet. Oh, where are you going? You coming back in? You going home? Going to the Gulf of Satalia. Okay. So we're going to go here to Sugla, because from here we should, I think... Oh, we won the Siege of Dalmatia. Do we want... These guys are locked in. I don't want to deal with their fleet right now. So I'm going to leave them with one province. Pretty sure we can take basically everything else. We cannot take Crete. I forgot that one existed as well. So after this, we are going to leave Venice as a 2-province minor. And we will take all of the things. So we are demanding full annexation. We are annexing Zagreb as well. We can take this province. And we can take Baden if we want. Because we can just core this ourselves, so we can go ahead and take this. This is 60% overextension. We are currently sitting on how much? 2. So after this war, we're going to need to immediately declare another minor war. So luckily, we do have the war down in Lanjiang that we can do, and I think we're going to do that. We're going to combine this war with Lanjiang. I wasn't sure how much I was going to take from... Actually, it doesn't even need to be a minor war, because this is 60%, but we don't need to hang on to all of this. So, shoop. Because we need to core everything over here, but we can give Bharat, Italy, Novara, and then we can give them Corsica, and we can give them all the other stuff. So Corsica, and Sassari, and Cagliari. So those guys have expanded there. We can give Eastern Europe those provinces, or alternatively, we could give them to Bharati, Germany. I think we want to give them to Germany, actually. This is the wrong country. Bharati, Germany. You can have Dalmatia. And Lika. And I'm actually going to give them Zagreb as well. By giving them Zagreb, we actually put them in a position where they can take territory off of Hungary. So when we declare on Hungary next year, and it's literally just a year away, we'll be able to easily just plow through all of their territories all at once. So Venice is no longer on this list. Songhai is now a major world power. They are one of the great powers of the world. The world trembles at the steps of Songhai. And Songhai has 200 development. So 200 development is not a huge amount of thing for me. Does Songhai have? Almost certainly, right? So they are allied with Kanembornu and Kong. Kong is allied with Songhai. Noop is allied with Kanembornu. So if I were to declare here, then these guys don't have any cores. So it's a little silly for me to go after Songhai right now. But if I declare on these guys, I could just take all of this at once. But I don't think now is the right time for that. Tunis and Fezzan are going to need to be annexed eventually. So we have 40 years to finish this. Most of the density here is just coming from up here. They've started coring some of this crap, but have they cored any of the good stuff? No. They've started coring this, so that's useful. They're currently working on this. Alright, so they're about halfway started. And MVPs, the Irish, are just going to town over here, doing so much work. Have you guys cored everything that I've given you already? You've already cored everything that I've given you. Again. Because of course you have. Because you're the frickin' Irish. Okay, so we can declare on you if we want. We can give one of the provinces to the Irish and then expand the rest out using them as well. And that will give us the ability to declare up here later. How are we doing on our own personal stuff? We need a little bit more stuff for ourselves. I'm not going to take anything from province for myself, I don't think. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to declare on Lanzhang first, because I can just quickly get this done. Do I want to do this? Or do I want to go after Manchu? I have 2 wars that I have to declare on Manchu, so I should probably be declaring on Manchu. If I declare on Manchu, then I also have the ability to declare on Revolutionary Russia. What time is it? It is 1:30. I need to stop for the day. I was hoping that I'd be able to finish this today, but there's no way I'm going to get through this, because the later in we get, the more time consuming it is to micromanage everything. We still need to annex Fars. It would be very funny if I completely forgot about Fars and they actually ended up being around the entire game. Did you have any stuff? I'm reasonably sure that I'll be able to finish the World Conquest, but just in case, I really should get consolidate all of the tropical wood provinces. I think those are all over here in Africa, so once we have taken control of this, I think we're set. I think we're set once we have all of this. Once we have all this, we have everything in Africa except for these 2 provinces up here. And then it's just a matter of pounding the Holy Roman Empire over and over and over again until they cease to exist. In the meantime, I think that I am going to. Yeah, I need to start taking territory over here for myself. I can't keep taking everything Europe. We don't got the time. We have about. I'm guessing that this is about 100% overextension. So, I think we might actually just want to declare. Yeah, we're going to declare on Manchu next, I think. Just declare on Manchu, declare on Russia. Russia, we can take all of the colonial territory from without any trouble. And then we can start annexing our way through all of this stuff. And over here, we have Poland doing their thing. We have truces that we have to deal with. Leg truces. It's been so long since I declared on Britain, and they still have a truce. It is amazing. It's just amazing how just how many wars we can get to in such a tiny period of time. So anyway, I think that is going to be it for today. I will hopefully be able to finish this next time. We don't have that much development left in the world, I don't think. We're currently sitting on about 25,000 development. I think the total development in the world is probably somewhere around 30 grand. So we should start running out of stuff to do up here soon. We do still need to go after Switzerland and do a big war there. We have some other stuff to do, but that's just like that's just one coring session, and once we've got that one coring session done, we should be able to take just thousands of developments worth of provinces up here, because it's just a matter of waiting for all of these nations to finish the coring that they have, and then taking the next step. Scandinavia is next year. Is Scandinavia allied with anybody? They are allied with Nuremberg and Savoy. Savoy of all things. So when we declare on them, we can just be annexing territory. Probably be fine. Okay, so anyway, that's going to be it for today. So thank you everyone for watching. It has been a pleasure streaming for you today. And I hope to see you all again next time, when we will hopefully be actually finishing up this run. It just takes so long. Later, folks. Later.